Yeah, welcome to another episode of Moments with Nyengeterai. I'm so excited. Thank you for the 1,000 subscribers. We're so happy. And please do continue to subscribe, to share, and we enjoy your comments as well. So today we have another exciting guest, Simba. Welcome, Simba.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Oh, I'm so happy to finally catch you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's taken a while.
I know, right? We're going back and forth. Then things happen, and you got sick, and I got sick. Yeah.
Here we are.
We finally, yeah. So, just tell our viewers, who's Simba in a nutshell?
In a nutshell, the Simba Mudereri is a 45-year-old radio presenter, voiceover artist, voice actor, formerly IT consultant, who grew up in Zimbabwe, moved to Botswana, grew up in Botswana for 20 plus years, then moved back to Zimbabwe in 2018 and joined CFM Stereo, and here we are today.
Oh, wow.
So that's a nutshell. I hope that's a nutshell.
That's a nutshell. Kind of that. But I want to understand.
Yeah.
Things. Former IT?
Yes.
Okay. What made you move from IT to
Radio. So that's an interesting story. I did IT from about 1998 till about 2009. So I finished my high school in 1996 at high school. Moved to Botswana. Mom and dad moved to Botswana in 1992 by then already. Went to the UK for about 6 months, did some training in IT, Microsoft's software training, came back to Botswana and got into the IT consultancy field. Really enjoyed it, really had fun with it. And then one day I'm fixing a computer at a studio, and the guy was explaining what I'm doing. I'm like, listen, so here's what I need to do. We're troubleshooting, we're going to do X, Y, Z. And if this doesn't work, we'll do this. And he's like, you have a real good depth to your voice. I'm enjoying your cadence. I'm like, I don't know
what the hell? What is cadence? What
are you talking about? And he was like, listen, just jump into that room, you stand in front of that microphone and read this piece of paper. So I did. And then he's like, okay, cool. I enjoyed what you did, but just read it to me as if I was selling something. So I did. I just thought I had a good time. Recorded it. And the guy was like, look, perfect. That's your first voiceover job. Here's 250 pula. We'll call you for more work. I was like, $250 just to do that.
Just to do that.
And that's how I got into voiceover work. A few years down the line, I'm still doing voiceover work. I get another call from a friend of mine, like, I'm at the studio. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm fixing a computer for this other TV station in Botswana. They're like, listen, come through Hangout if you're not too busy. I'm like, cool. I've got about 3 hours. The servers rebuilding, so I'll come through and visit. Went to visit at Gab's FM in Gabstow. Watched her working, and all of a sudden she says, oh yeah, by the way, my friend Simba is in the studio. Let's have a conversation with him. Hi Simba, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm on air.
How are you?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? And we had a conversation for about an hour. We were just going back and forth. She asked me what I did, how work was. All of a sudden, after the show, she gets a call from her boss. Her name is Giselda. She gets a call from her boss, and they're like, listen, who was that on air with you? And she thought she's in trouble. And she's like, no, a friend of mine, Simba, is everything okay? He's like, yeah. Tell him that was his first day training.
Oh, wow.
So that was my first day training. That was in 2008. 2009 was my first official gig as a stand-in presenter. And I was thrown in the deep end, drive time radio on Gabs FM. And I haven't looked back since.
Wow. So when you transitioned, did you decide, okay, this is what I'm doing? What happened to the IT side of you?
It's, again, my mom and my dad will tell you the story as well. They were shocked when I said, look, I want to continue with radio, because I was working for the British High Commission in Botswana at the time. So I was doing both jobs. I was doing IT and radio. So my radio job was from 2 in the afternoon until 6 in the evening. And IT was from 7:30 in the morning till about 12:30, 1 o'clock. So half day IT, so I was able to do radio. When IT asked me to do full-time IT, that's where the issue began. I had so much to think about. Talked to mom and dad, like, guys, I'm really enjoying radio. IT wants me to go full-time. The money is not as much as I'd like it to be for IT, but I think that there's a possibility to get a lot more with radio and voiceover work. So am I allowed to? Would you be okay if I pursue the radio gig? They weren't too happy, but they said the choice is yours. Whatever makes you feel happy, go for it. So that's what I did. I went with the radio route and put IT on the back burner. And again, I have a good backstay.
So you have no regrets?
Zero regrets.
So radio found you?
Yes. I keep saying I fell into radio, and I didn't want to get out. So I'm thoroughly enjoying the experience. I'm enjoying every day as a learning experience for me. Every day is nerve-wracking because you just never know what might occur. Or here, you just be like, okay, this is where I am. I have to work in this space. I've chosen this space. How best can I make it work?
Wow.
Yeah.
Because, like you say two things, like you spoke to your parents and then, okay, they agreed. And then the fact that you left a traditional work and
formal employment
and wait for something that, most parents would say, especially parents of that era would be like, oh my gosh, just take me through your thought process first if you were going to talk to your parents.
Yeah.
And then what you'd want to advise other young people who are contemplating maybe leaving a kind of like a formal employment and wanting to go for something that's not
like a passion.
Like a passion project, but something that is fun, that they wake up every day and they're like, wow.
So I think you pretty much explained what I went through. There's fun, there's joy, there's excitement within the path I chose. I didn't think it was going to be that much fun. I just thought, listen, I'm enjoying what I'm doing now. I've done IT for almost 10 years now. Still enjoy it. But what I've found is I'm enjoying the radio and the voiceover space more. So it wasn't a difficult decision for me. The difficult decision was actually bringing it up to the parents to say, listen, here's where I am. Here's what I'm thinking. Do you think it would be a good idea? Because obviously they're thinking future. They're saying this, again, like you said, is a traditional employment space. You're going into what they might call an unconventional one, which is an arty space. And what other needs are music. You're going to go play for people and you think you'll earn a living for a long time. 10 years later, I'm still here and I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I think this was a calling for me. And as much as my dad, which I haven't mentioned yet, my dad is an Anglican priest. He had a calling to leave banking to go into the priesthood.
Wow.
So I think when I think back about it now, there's a certain poetry about it. Dad did that, I did this. So it wasn't really my choice. I think I've been called to do this job. Again, the enjoyment is still there, but when I get to impart, whenever I do, how many lives I change, how many lives I speak to, I think that for me is more important than what I was doing in the IT space. Not to say that IT is a bad space, but if you feel you want to progress in your own personal life in a certain way and you feel very convicted to do it, that's what you need to do. So that would be my advice to anyone who wants to probably leave a conventional work area into something less conventional.
I think that's really, I love that part that, when someone when they want to go for it, they should, and I think the passion that we're just saying now, that every day is that different, the passion, the joy that you get from doing your job. And I think that's what people need to do when they go, when they wake up in the morning to go to work.
Yeah.
So besides, now you've changed, you've left IT, you've started the voice, then what happened in Bots? Why come back to Zim? Why continue in the same field? What drove you?
So I was on air in Botswana from about 2009 to about 2015. My contract expired with Gaps FM. I wasn't going to be renewed. I then joined forces with Rosie Nyengeterai, who is a well-known voice in South Africa. She had an agency called Waka Talent Management. I signed up with her. She helped me push my agenda in South Africa with more voiceover work, some radio gigs as well with Cliff Central. I think I worked with I think Touch Radio, Touch FM, Tivo Touch. And obviously meeting up with DJ Fresh with Ed Metro, etc. as well. And it was just a roller coaster of, I'm not doing radio in Botswana, but I'm able to still exercise this gift that I have across the borders. So we kept pushing the narrative for voice work, voice acting, and trying to get into the radio space in South Africa, which is a very difficult task to do. I think they're a very contained space in South Africa.
Really? I would think with the way SA is...
It's huge, but it's a protected space. They protect themselves quite a bit. Which is a good thing. I think it's a very good thing. You want to nurture your talent within the country you're in. I then came home for a holiday. I think it was in 2017. And I'm on holiday. I'm posting on social media. I get a call from Titch Mataz. And he says, I see you're in Zim on holiday. When are you coming to Harare? I was in YD at the time. I'm like, look, I'm in Harare in about a week and a half. He's like, cool. When you get here, call me. I did. I got to Harare, I called him. He said, come and meet some people I work with. I got to meet Daddy, that guy, TK, Superman Dwanzila. And they were like, look, would you be keen to work on radio in Zimbabwe? I missed being on air constantly. So again, wasn't a difficult decision to make. When they said, look, we want to offer you something, I'm like, cool, that sounds like something I'll be interested in. The offer was decent. So yeah, that's when the move to Zimbabwe happened in 2018.
Wow. So, I'm just fascinated. So this was fascinating me. Every time I thought of DJs radio, I just thought the only thing you do is go to work and go on E. But you've just broken up other aspects of it. So if I just wanted to really go into detail in terms of what else you can do as a radio DJ besides just going on air between this time and this time. Because I think as parents, I'm a parent to young adults who want to take different types of professions and obviously for parents out there. So we also think outside the box. Just enlighten us. If someone says, okay, they're a DJ, they've got a good voice, they speak very well.
Yeah.
What else can come out of that?
So obviously, because it's in the media space, you have access to a lot of ears and eyes. You have access to emceeing jobs, being a master of ceremonies, facilitator of events. You can also get into, again, like I said, I'm in the voice acting and voiceover space. Voiceover space is another space you get into. As long as your voice is good and you're happy to read, you're happy to act out using your voice, that's another space you can get into when it comes to the media space. I love voice work. That's initially in my mind was I'm going to be a professional voiceover actor or voiceover artist. I had no clue that I actually had a voice for radio. But I was like, I can do adverts, I can do documentaries. But yeah, radio cold. And I'm able to mix up everything. The more people you meet, the more access you have to different spaces as well. So you can travel the world, you can do documentary voiceovers, you can do documentaries on camera as well. Somebody will be like, look, you know what, you speak well, you've got a decent demeanor in front of the camera, why don't you try this as well? So the media space is vast. There's so many things you can do in that space. You don't have to just focus on auto radio and I'm going to go home after radio.
Mm.
And sadly, I'm going to say this in Zim, maybe even in Botswana as well, the radio space is not as quote unquote professional as it might be in South Africa or in the UK or the US, where you can make an actual living just doing radio.
Oh, I see.
So I had to learn to do the voice work and the radio work and the MC work, which they all join together. I can earn a living and take care of family as well.
But that's exciting because, for me, especially the part about the voiceover and you said that, there's a term you use, acting voice, what did you say?
Voice acting, voiceover work.
Yeah. So now the voice acting, voiceover, talk to me about that because I just heard some really great things a few months ago that I was like, really? Oh, Sim, is this what we're now doing? Yeah. So just take us there. And so I think you can get some people excited out there to think that, you know what, in Sim, we can still do this and you can still reach out.
So I have a really big team behind me. I'll give them a shout out. I have Waka Talent Management Agency for starters. And then I have Intertalent SA, who basically manage me in South Africa. They manage getting me jobs, getting me voiceover work, getting me voice acting work as well. So in terms of voice acting, I got a call to audition for a project that hadn't been released yet. We were just told, listen, there's some characters we'd like you to voice an audition for. I was like, okay, that's fine. There were various characters. I chose 3. Was it 4? And off that audition, I think a couple of months later, I was told, listen, they really enjoyed one of your auditions. Would you be able to re-audition again as a secondary audition with this one character that they thought you did really well for? I was like, cool, that's fine. I think there were 3 or 4 other characters or voice actors who were auditioning at the same time. So I'm like, listen, you know what do I have to lose? Let me just act. Did the second audition. Another couple of months went by, 3 months or so. I'm like, I didn't make it. I didn't get it. Then they got a call. We have good news for you. You've been selected for this role for the upcoming animation that's going to be happening. And it's for a Disney Plus animation. It's called Kizazi Moto Generation Fire. You will be one of the characters in the episode called You Give Me Heart. It was an AI character called Jadova. So I just tried my level best to be a Siri type, AI type voice, and they loved it. And I thought, dude, voice actor. And she was,
we sent it now.
Watch the episode.
Yes, it's like I'm very up Simba, you have to watch the episode. I'm really excited. Like for me, that was so exciting to think that all of Zen, we have this much talent. And what would you advise like other young people who are thinking they're going into voiceover, into voice acting? What is the way? What's the direction? What do they do? Talent management. How do they even go about that? Because imagine you're talking about this, somebody doesn't even know where to start.
Yeah. I will not claim to be a know-it-all in that space myself. I, again, fell into voice acting, fell into voiceover work, fell into radio. But what I can say is if you feel there's a passion to it, if you feel excited by what you've heard, if you feel like you watch a movie and you're thinking, that's interesting, I want to know how they do that, and you really have a mind to explore more and further, that's definitely one way to get into this space. Management-wise, again, it's a matter of, look, I have a lot of people who inbox me and say, look, I want to do this. How do I get into it? Yeah. I'll be able to direct now and say, listen, if you do 1, 2, 3 things, I can then pass you on to someone else who could look at your talent and say yes or no. I'm not a know-it-all. I'm not qualified enough to say you are definitely a voice actor or you're a voiceover artist, but I can try and impart a little knowledge from what I've learned as well, and say, listen, why don't you try in a newspaper, read one of the adverts out and try and sell it.
I think you've led a very interesting life. You were born here, you moved to Boston, you moved back here, you were in tech, you did your voice, you've got people in SA that also manage you. I just want you to give me a few light lessons that you can give people from your 45 years of movie. Obviously, you really lived an exciting life, I think.
I'll always say I've lived a blessed life. And I will always continue to mention the word blessed and blessings, because without those, I don't think I'll be where I am today. Every decision and choice I've made has been because of a blessing that's happened. Had I not met Rosie within, I would not have joined Waka Talent Management. I would not have been to do voice work in South Africa. I would not have met the few people I met in South Africa who then said, listen, Intertalent, join Intertalent, and here we are now, where I've been able to do a voice acting job through Intertalent for Disney Plus. But life lessons I would probably give, one of the biggest ones I'll probably give is when you feel like you're not much, that's probably when you should dig deeper. There's always been situations in my life where I've thought, I'm not good enough to do this. I'll back off and let somebody else take over. I've tried to persevere now. Look, I'm born into a Christian family. I'm not going to say I'm the most Christian human being, but I do pray every day.
Yeah. But full to the glory of God.
All fall short. But not to be overly righteous. If you do believe in whatever power you believe in, I think use that to your advantage, use that to your benefit. Don't look down on whatever divine being you look up to. If you pray, pray. If you meditate, meditate. But always remember that the true strength lies within yourself. It's not anyone giving you the strength, it's you. If you don't push yourself, nothing's going to happen. So, of a life lesson, I think that's probably one of the biggest I'd give and say, listen, if you decide you want to do something and you really think you can, don't let anything or anyone tell you you can't. Parents, uncles, aunts, friends, if you feel you can do it, by all means necessary, go out and do it.
That's really powerful.
Yeah.
So, and then you say, the one other thing that you say that about is that you're a Christian, that you come from a Christian background, your dad's from DC, so Anglican, and what an Anglican church. So, I want to understand how you are able in your industry to bring in your Christian values, or how do you bring them there, and how do you like kind of like make sure that people understand that your values are there? Because I'm one of those people that I'll say to everything I do, like the first thing I did is like my spirituality is very important. I'm a Christian as well. Yeah. So all my values, anything that I do is surrounded and is around the word of God. Yeah.
Again, I will not purport to be the most Christian or the most righteous human being there, but my personal walk is just that. This is my personal walk. If you see me out and about and you don't feel or experience what my personal walk is about, then there's a disconnect between my Christianity and my God. But whatever it is I do, I try my level best to live by the word. I will fall short here and there, obviously, but I do my level best. It's not an easy walk. There's always pitfalls, there's always struggles. But as at the end of the day, if you're able to always come back to prayer out morning and night, treat people with respect, dignity, I think you're on the right path at the end of the day. You won't be perfect. No one is. I don't think I'm a perfect human being, but as close to good as I can be, I will keep pushing to get better every day.
Fantastic. What would you tell an 18-year-old Simba today?
18-year-old Simba, stick the course. Stick the course. Don't allow self-doubt to creep in. It's done it before, don't let it happen. Well.
Yeah, self-doubt is like, sure. You know how sometimes, very right here, you doubt yourself, then you're like, I can do this. Somehow, it just comes back, what had given you that force that you continue to go? Because obviously it does come to you. What is it that gives you that driving force? Because we're all different. I also have fear sometimes, but what is it that makes Simba just get up and go? It's for live radio. Now you guys do that. Live radio is scary.
It's tough. And again, I don't think I think about it too much now. If you overthink things, that's when the self-doubt will creep in and creep in hard. Every day I get up in the morning, I'm like, I'm going to go on radio. There's always the butterflies. And I think if ever I lose those butterflies, then I can hand up the microphone. The butterflies, it's me being concerned, it's me being worried, it's being anxious. I don't want to do a bad job. At the moment I switch on the microphone in the morning, the moment I start my job, I'm like, listen, this is actually not bad. I can do this. Get through that show, and I know the next show is going to be better than the last. That's my motivation.
What is that? That's what I want to find out of it, because you know when you're on air, I mean, like you're fun. You're fun to listen to. I mean, it comes through. I mean, to the radio, it comes through. The fun comes through. The excitement. I mean, what is? I can't get it. What is it? Please tell me, because I was looking. I was thinking, where you listen to like, oh God, I feel like falling asleep.
Hey, putting you on the spot now. Other DJs are great. Don't.
No. I mean, come on. We have what is good is good. There are, I mean, obviously different DJs for different things, but literally there are certain DJs yourself. There are others, where you just wanted this, then the excitement comes through, the joy comes, and they actually kind of like pick you up, Yeah.
I think I get that from my dad. My dad's a very motivational person. He will bring out the joy and laughter in a person. I think I've always tried to do radio the way I would like to hear it. If I don't have fun doing what I'm doing, guarantee whoever's listening is not going to have fun as well. So my call it a secret is to always listen to yourself as you do your job. If you don't enjoy what you've done, no one else is going to enjoy it as well. So I have fun. I think if I don't have fun at my work, what's the point of me being there? I'm in a medium that's supposed to give motivation, give excitement, give upliftment in whatever way, shape, or form. If I can't do that for myself, how anybody else pick it up for me? Yeah.
I like what you said about whatever I've done, if I'm not enjoying it, or if I don't like it, that means that somebody else will like it. So, and I think it's something that you can carry across any job.
Yep.
And that's a key life lesson I think everyone should take, no matter what you're doing. If you're not enjoying it, if you're not having fun, if you don't think it's good enough, then it's not good enough for anybody else.
Yeah.
So just to close us off, I want to ask you a few fun questions. What's your favorite color and why?
I like purple and I like black.
Purple, black, okay.
Purple because I hear it's the color of royalty, but I've just liked it. Royal purple, it's just gives me that, royalty kind of vibe. Black is easy because it goes with everything.
Oh, okay. And your favorite animal?
Lion.
Yes, Simba. Yes. Yeah, that's also my favorite. I didn't look too, but I mean, well, what are you reading now?
Sure. I started reading, what's it called? It's about money.
The Psychology of Money.
Psychology of Money. Started reading that recently. And it's interesting because I'm like, I don't do motivational books. I don't do self-help books. But I started reading this and I'm like, okay, there's a few lessons everybody could learn from this. I'm still going through it. But that's where I am at the moment.
Are you more of a fictional reader or
I like fiction.
You like fiction?
I like fiction. I enjoy fiction. It takes you out of everyday, rigmarole and just start to enjoy. It's just a fantasy world. Then you can come back to the real world.
And even like in terms of movies, also like to a big movie.
There's a few. I've enjoyed The Usual Suspects. I've enjoyed The Matrix. And again, you probably can tell how old I am because those are all movies.
Yeah.
The Avengers. Most of the Marvel movies, a few DC movies, Batman's. I think I like psychological thrillers. I like action movies. Some comedy here and there, but that's my genre.
And coming from radio, I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite genre of music?
Oof. I love neo soul.
Ah.
So the Jill Scotts, the Dwelles, the Angelos, Erykah Badu's. That's my vibe.
Your vibe. I don't know.
What? Don't put me in a box, because I can go hip hop, I can go dancehall, I can go rock, hard rock, soft rock. I'm eclectic in terms of my musical taste. There's some jazz I love as well. So, but yeah, neo soul is my style. But then neo soul has quite a few elements of hip hop in it, jazz in it as well. So it balances a lot.
It balances a lot. Oh, fantastic. So we're packing our bags and we're to the airport. Where are we going?
We're going to the Maldives.
Wow. I don't know if it's because I'm to like, I feel like the third or the fourth person keep saying we're going to have to plan a trip to the Maldives.
If it's not the Maldives, it's Greece.
It's Greece. Yeah.
I want to see Greece.
Fantastic. Simba, thank you. Thank you so much for taking time out to come. I've just enjoyed this thoroughly. The life lessons, the vibe, the joy. I think it's not on radio, even live. It's there.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much for saying.
I'm not my thing, but I hope I did a good job.
No, I think it's your thing. Now with the voiceover, with the voice acting, I think the next thing you need to get you into is acting.
Hey, this is my audition reel.
Yeah.
I'm auditioning for the next role. Let me know when you need me. I'm available.
And thank you so much to our viewers. Thank you for listening, for watching us. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Hi, everyone. You've been watching Moments with Nyengeterai. Please remember to subscribe and to turn on your notifications and to just follow me on all my social media platforms. Thank you.